Recorded.
All right, everyone. We're going to give it just a minute. Let everyone get in and get settled, and we'll get started. All right, we'll go ahead and get started. Well, good morning, everyone, and welcome to this year's United Way of Greater Greensboro annual meeting. My name is Brian Pierce, and I am the outgoing chair of United Way's Board of Directors. On behalf of the entire United Way family, we are so grateful that you've joined us. During today's meeting, you will receive our annual business update. We will elect a new slate of board members and elect officers for the coming year. And we will get a glimpse into the future from United Way's incoming board chair, Davida Martin. We have an hour schedule, but we do hope to wrap up a little early. If during today's meeting you have questions or comments, please submit them in the chat box and we'll do our best to answer them. Before we go any further, as outgoing chair, I'd like to offer a few personal reflections and thanks. I've served on the board of United Way since 2015. During that time, I've been truly inspired by the dedication of the board, staff, partners, and hundreds of volunteers. It is clear that this United Way is making a direct impact in the Greensboro community. I've witnessed this United Way grow and learn as it shifted its focus to ending generational poverty. We've opened 2 family success centers, a model that has received national attention and was recently replicated by United Way in Colorado. In 2020, we received a historic and unsolicited $10 million investment from renowned philanthropist Mackenzie Scott. And last year, I had the pleasure and challenge of leading the search for a new president and CEO. And I'm proud to have played a role in selecting Kari Garvin to lead the organization into the future. Last year, the board also voted to adopt a new community-inspired and community-developed bold goal to help 3,000 households leave poverty by 2030. And later this month, United Way will announce the formal launch of an integrated service delivery network. This pilot project will use the successful bundled service approach that family success centers have taken and expand that reach. We'll hear more about this network during the business update. That update will also include discussion of our bold goal, as well as the use of Mackenzie Scott's investment. Without a doubt, the evolution of this United Way over the past 7 years has been impressive. The hours and hard work invested by this board, our staff, community volunteers, and investors have had a tremendous impact on our community. It gives me great pleasure in assuring you that this United Way is a leader among United Ways nationwide. And it is a recognized and trusted local leader that will continue to propel our community forward. I am humbled and honored to have had the opportunity to serve the Greensboro community through the good work of United Way. To all of you with whom I've had the pleasure of serving, I want to say thank you. Thank you for supporting this great organization, and thank you for giving me the opportunity to serve. I leave this post with full confidence that this United Way is in excellent hands and will continue to do great things. So speaking of being in good hands, I'm going to now turn it over to Kari Garvin, who will present this year's annual business update. Thanks again.
Well, Brian, thank you, and good morning to all. Brian, your service and your dedication to United Way and our community will be missed for sure. So I want to thank you publicly for your leadership. And if you know anything about us and how we do things around here, we will be sure to keep in touch with you and keep you engaged in meaningful ways for sure. But in just a few moments, we will more formally recognize your service and the service of a few other board members who are rolling off of the board this year. But before we do that, I do want to talk to everyone about the great things that this United Way has accomplished over the past year. Next month will mark my 1-year anniversary with the United Way of Greater Greensboro, and I tell you, this past year has been tremendously rewarding. I continue to be inspired by the work more and more each day, and to everyone who has either welcomed me or guided me and supported the continued progress of this organization, I want to say thank you so much for all of those contributions. I cannot stress this enough that for me, this job really is a personal mission. So to be aware of children and families.
And I was like, I can actually get some.
And entire households that are in poverty right now, we just can't turn a blind eye to them, and really doing so just would not be acceptable as far as I'm concerned. We know that there are proven ways to equip and to empower people to leave poverty, and this board, this community, and staff have made it clear that they support this mission. And thanks to your support, the past year has been full of tremendous accomplishments. So I want you to stay tuned, as in the next few months, we will be reporting out our full 2021-2022 strategic partner outcomes. Now, we gather those finalized annual outcomes from our partners in July, and then we are able to analyze and report the data around early August. And I'm eager to report those updates. And in the future, we're committed to reporting those updates twice annually, but more about that in a few moments as well. Now, as Brian mentioned, today I will give you a few updates on the use of our McKinsey Scott investment. I'll give you some updates on our bold goal, and also some updates on the exciting new integrated service delivery network that Brian had mentioned. So let's get into it. All right, so when this United Way received $10 million from McKinsey Scott in late 2020, we quickly dedicated ourselves to being good, responsible stewards of this historic investment. Now, the first $1 million of the McKinsey Scott gift was utilized in July of last year to address local housing disparities. And this funding was used to award 5 grants that supported programs aimed at helping people secure emergency housing or transitional housing, or to avoid eviction. And we wanted to help people continue to live in their own homes, and even help people to prepare to purchase their first home. So through this investment, we set an ambitious goal of helping 300 or more households recover from the economic impacts of COVID-19. As we all know, the economy has been up and down, and inflation is causing a strain on just about everybody. This type of housing support was and still is tremendously critical in helping households transition out of poverty, and in some cases helpful to avoid being thrust into poverty. And so I'm happy to report to you that through this initial investment of the McKinsey Scott funds, we have exceeded our goal of helping 300 households. So as of now, 89 households moved from homelessness or temporary shelter to permanent housing. We have an additional 441 households that have maintained permanent housing through either home repair or eviction prevention or rental assistance and financial and case management. So that's really 530 households that we've reached instead of the 300 that we set the goal for, thanks to a collaboration and bold investment made to address an immediate community need. So I think that deserves a virtual round of applause. Right? Thank you. So additionally, we have utilized $500,000 of the McKinsey Scott gift to expand the capacities of our 2 family success centers. And thanks to that expansion, the centers have hired additional coaches to support more members at each location and to help those members along their journeys out of poverty. Now, between the 2 family success centers at Guilford Child Development and the Salvation Army Center of Hope, we are on pace to serving an average, to serve on average close to 1,000 adults and children annually. With this expansion, we are confident that the number will continue to grow. Additionally, we have leveraged $925,000 of the McKinsey Scott gift to support our current strategic partner investments. And we've done this because as we begin shifting our strategic partner investments to specifically address the bold goal that I will talk about in a few moments, it's crucial to do all that we can to make these partnerships successful. Thanks to community investments made during last year's campaign, leveraging the McKinsey Scott gift This year, we have invested a total of $5.3 million into 53 strategic partnerships and initiatives, as well as the 2 family success centers. Right? So the volunteer-led decision to invest into these partnerships is yet again another bold example of United Way's strategy to address poverty in our community. As you know, our United Way and your United Way is not afraid of taking bold steps to address our community's most pressing needs. And over the past year, our focus to address and in local poverty has been more important than ever before. If you'll recall, back in September, we announced our community-inspired and community-developed bold goal. Thousands of people collaborated to give this community a North Star to follow as we tackle poverty head on. And that goal, that bold goal is, as a community united in equity and lasting solutions, 3,000 households in Greater Greensboro will leave generational poverty by the year 2030. Now, over the past year, we have shifted our organizational goals to begin phasing in the support of reaching our bold goal. A crucial step in that process is updating our strategic partner contracts to support accomplishing our bold goal directly. I'm pleased to say that every one of the strategic partner investments I just mentioned has been aligned with reaching the bold goal. So this year, we are requiring increased data reporting. In fact, we're asking our collaborative partners to report quarterly updates on their progress. Additionally, we are asking our partners to report to us the specific numbers of people served who are actually living in poverty. And together, we will begin to track their individual progress on finding their pathways out of poverty. This is the first step in truly being able to report progress toward reaching the 3,000 households. Now, this also gives us, our volunteers, and our community a better understanding as to where and what this United Way needs to support. Our affinity groups, that's Women United, African American Leadership, and Young Leaders, they all have begun shifting their outreach and educational focus on promoting specific organizational goals to support the bold goal. Our leadership circles have done the same. At each of their events and virtual theories of change and lunch and learns, they are taking the opportunity to educate our community in meaningful ways. And I'm confident in the coming months, we will be able to report the first iteration of outcomes related to the bold goal, which will include households that have left poverty and those that are clearly on a pathway out of poverty. We will continue to build upon these outcomes by reviewing our data and by evaluating our partnerships and by strategically placing our investments. From day one of launching the bold goal, we have stated that we are committed to being innovative and trying new things to help us reach those 3,000 households. I want to shift and talk to you a little bit just about this network, this integrated service delivery network that Brian mentioned earlier as well. But I just want to ask just in this moment to just take a second look, if you would, and make sure that your line is muted just so that we can cut down on any of the background noises that sometimes happen. But now with regard to the network, later this month, in fact, it'll be on June 28th, we will officially launch a pilot project to scale the reach and impact of our integrated service delivery model. Now, this network will better increase access to and connection of services across Guilford County, and I do believe that it is a true game changer for both the city and the county. Now, many of you might be asking yourself, well, what does integrated service delivery mean? And I'm glad that you asked that question. All right, a simple answer to that question is integrated service delivery, or sometimes referred to as ISD, brings together multiple services, and it allows people in need of support to have the ability to bundle and sequence the services that they need in order to reach their personal goals. Now, an ISD approach also seeks to remove barriers to services and connect fragmented systems of support. United Way is launching an 18-month ISD network pilot project that, again, will launch on June 28th. Initially, this network will launch with core partners serving the Greensboro area and will eventually expand countywide over time. The network is mobile friendly, and it will connect people to services and coordinators who help them to identify, to track, and to achieve their personal goals of becoming financially stable. Network partners will learn to identify people who may benefit from joining the network, and people who wish to join will be connected to a coordinator. In fact, that really is an important piece here, that ability to work directly one-on-one with a coordinator. So after the pilot phase, people will be able to access the network through an online portal. People who access the network will be connected to services and supports that are focused on 3 areas: work, health, and income supports to stabilize people's basic needs, education and career advancement to help people learn skills and land jobs, and finally, financial education and coaching to help people build upon their successes. And we want all of you to attend our official pilot launch on June 28th to learn more about this innovative approach to ending local poverty. I'll give you a small preview of our launch by telling you that this project will be named, drum roll please, Guilford Success Network, and its operation can be summed up in its 3-word tagline: connect, support, thrive. Hopefully you can tell over the past year that we've been laser focused on continuing to serve this community. We've also been laser focused on listening to you, and we've been laser focused on taking the time to be strategic in our decisions. And we've also been laser focused on taking the time to make sure that we're doing what's right as it relates to empowering people who are living in poverty. So I just want to conclude my business update in the same way that I opened it, by thanking everyone in this meeting for making my first year tremendously rewarding, encouraging, and inspiring. I really do mean this. And we've arrived where we are at this moment in time thanks to the support of this community, coupled with the talent of the board and, of course, our staff. Internally, when our staff meet, I often like to end our staff meetings with one statement: onward and upward. So thank you again. And at this time, I'm going to hand it back over to Brian Pierce to walk us through this year's slate of new board members and officers. Brian, take it away, sir.
Thanks, Kari, and thank you to everyone who made last year so successful. Hopefully, after hearing this business update, you see that this 100-year-old organization is utilizing creative thought and innovative technology as we progress towards our goals. So at this time, on behalf of the Governance Committee, I'd like to introduce this year's slate of new and renewing Board of Directors. I'll take a few minutes to introduce them, and then a vote will be called to approve their volunteer terms. All 2021-22 United Way donors and investors may cast a vote. As I call their names, we'll pause for a few moments to give those that are new to the board a chance to say hello. Once approved, United Way's board will be comprised of 32 diverse, compassionate, and tremendously talented leaders. So first up, we have Tracy Catlett. Tracy is head of school at Greensboro Day School and is up for a 1-year term renewal. Tracy, thank you for your continued commitment. Tom Cromartie, who serves as Chief Financial Officer with Morissette Paper, is new to the board and will be serving a 3-year term. And Tom, honestly, I can't see everyone on my screen. So if you're present, will you just say hello?
This is Bill Morissette. I think he's down the hall. Do you want me to go find him?
No, that's okay, Bill. That's okay. As I said,
got the memo.
This virtual thing is, has its quirks. And so
All right.
I can't tell who's here and who's not, but I appreciate it. Tim Gibson is also new to us and is a wealth manager, a management advisor with Merrill Lynch, where he serves as vice president and resident director. He is up for a 3-year term. So Tim, if you're present, would you please say hello? Moving on, Kathleen Kelly is relatively new to the board, but has been involved with United Way as chair of our Tocqueville Society for some time. Kathleen comes to us as founding and managing partner at Compass Financial Partners. She is up for a 2-year term. So Kathleen, are you here? If so, please say hello.
I am. Good morning, everyone. And it's an honor to serve. Thank you.
Thanks, Kathleen. Jenny Marsh is Senior Vice President of Consulting at Truist Leadership Institute, and she is also new to the board. Jenny is up for a 3-year term. So Jenny, if you're with us, will you please say hello? Davida Martin, a retired attorney who served as vice chair of the board last year, is up for a 3-year renewal. Thank you, Davida, for your service, and thank you for accepting the call to lead this board as chair next year. Phil McCall, a retired community volunteer who has chaired our Impact Council, is up for a 3-year renewal. Phil, thank you for your continued commitment. Moving on, we have Heather Milligan, who serves as Vice President of Life Underwriting and New Business at Lincoln Financial. Heather currently chairs our Community Investment Council and is up for a 3-year renewal. Thank you for your leadership, Heather. Denise Patterson is Chief Student Services Officer for Guilford County Schools. Denise is up for a 3-year term renewal. Denise, thank you for your continued support. Terry Shelton, Vice Chancellor for Research and Engagement at UNCG, is joining us as a new board member for a 3-year term. Terry, we're so glad to have you. And if you're here, would you please say hello? And truth be told, some of the new board members had very little notice as far as this meeting goes, and they have very busy schedules. So they'll be participating soon, I assure you. Brian Starrett, who also joins us as a new member from Brooks Pierce Law Firm, where he serves as partner. Brian, we're glad to have you joining us for a 3-year term. So if you're present, will you say hello? Tricia Teeter serves as Philanthropy Officer of Women's and Children's Services at Cone Health. Tricia is up for a 3-year term renewal. Thanks, Tricia, for your continued service. And last but certainly not least, Jill White serves as Senior Counsel at Womble Bond Dickinson. Jill is up for a 1-year renewal. Jill, thank you for your continued leadership. Now, to make our new and renewed board members official, I will introduce a motion from the Governance Committee. The Governance Committee recommends the presented 13 candidates for service to the United Way of Greater Greensboro Board of Directors. I'll ask you now to please cast your vote using the survey poll that will pop up on your screen in a moment. Thank you. The motion carries. Please join me in welcoming the full slate of 32 volunteers who comprise the 2022-2023 Board of Directors. So now let's move into the vote for our board officers for the upcoming year. When confirmed, these roles will be effective on July 1st. Davida Martin is your incoming chair. Michelle Duderman, who serves as Senior Vice President of Human Resources at ITG Brands, is our new vice chair. Mike Gillis, partner at DMJ & Company, has agreed to continue as treasurer. Adam Tarleton, partner at Brooks Pierce, will continue as secretary and legal counsel. And Scott Baker, president of Town Bank, will serve another year as campaign chair. We do need to confirm these positions, so to that end, the Governance Committee recommends that these United Way Greater Greensboro board members, as presented, be confirmed to serve as officers for the 2022-2023 year. If you would, please cast your vote on the survey poll when it appears. All right, thank you. The officers have been confirmed. We are truly grateful to have such compassionate and capable leaders serve as board officers. And we're equally thankful as we welcome our new slate of board members this year. So let's give them all another round of applause. Thanks again to everyone. And at this time, Kari, I'm going to hand it back over to you so you can take a few moments to recognize a few who are rolling off the board.
That's good. Thank you so much, Brian. We do have an exciting and new diverse board, and I can't wait to see the impact and all the contributions that that they will make, and certainly all the good things that United Way will do under their leadership. So again, welcome. We are truly also grateful for the accomplishments that were made possible but by those who will be rolling off the board this year. And so I just want to take a special moment and ask you to join me, please, in recognizing Elena Allen, Charlie Brinkman, John Hupby, Bill and Allison Morissette, of course, Brian Pierce, Jane Trevey, and Antonia Monk Richburg. Each of you has really and truly left a legacy. And some of you have served on this board for many, many years. And some of you, like the Morissettes, have built up generations of family support. So I want to just thank you publicly for your volunteer service, each of you. And I want to thank you for making our community a better place. I want to thank you for sharing your expertise and, of course, your heartfelt dedication. And though you will be missed, we do promise that your impact on our organization and community will carry on. All right. And we know it's hard to fully recognize and appreciate each one of you virtually, but please know that we will be in touch soon to give you a special thank you gift. And so now, as we move into a new year with a new group of dedicated volunteers, I'd like to introduce your new United Way Board of Directors Chair, Davida Martin, who will offer a glimpse into our organization's future. Davida.
Thank you, Kari. And good morning, and thank you to everyone who is in this meeting. You are truly making a difference in this community. I am humbled to begin as board chair during such an exciting time for United Way. The strategy is sound and the future of our community is bright. In addition to all of the progress and momentum that you've heard this morning discussed, this year is yet another one for the history books. As you are all aware, 2022 marks United Way's centennial anniversary in this community. I'm honored to volunteer as board chair during such a historic time. We officially celebrated our 100th birthday on March 1st and marked the occasion by unveiling an interactive historic timeline at United Way's offices, and so much more, including an official city proclamation that recognizes each March 1st hereafter as Live United Day in the city of Greensboro in perpetuity. This year, we are taking the opportunity to both celebrate our history and look to our future. We have many more inspiring and entertaining events that you will not want to miss. Events such as our Theories of Change Lunch and Learns, our affinity group mixers, Tocqueville and Leadership Circle celebrations. We will officially kick off our Centennial campaign on September 1st at the Tanger Center for Performing Arts. We will follow with a month full of activities that include a speaker series featuring Stephanie Land, who is the author of the book Made, that was adapted into a top 10 Netflix series. There will be fun concerts, benefits at local breweries, and a big concert at Carolina Theater featuring hip hop legend KRS-One. We will end the year in December by hosting United Way's worldwide president and CEO, Angela Williams. Like I said, you will not want to miss what we have going on this year. Additionally, this year, starting now, we will introduce refreshed messaging. We know a lot of people recognize our name and logo, but as we celebrate our 100th year in this community, we have to admit many people still don't really know what we do. Over the years, times and community needs have changed, and so have we. We're not a dusty nonprofit asking for your money just to pass it on to other organizations. So allow me to reintroduce ourselves. United Way creates, connects, and leads community partnerships that equip and empower people to leave poverty. Our strategy builds pathways out of poverty by helping youth transition from cradle to career, helping adults land jobs and increase income, providing access to basic needs and healthcare. Our nationally recognized family success centers and now our new innovative Guilford Success Network bundle services and eliminate barriers. With community collaboration and your support, we will help 3,000 households leave poverty by 2030. We are a trusted community game changer, and you can join our efforts by making an investment, advocating, and volunteering today. Explaining what we do and getting involved with us is just that easy. Thank you for believing that ending poverty is possible. Thank you for your partnership in this life-changing and community-changing work. I'm looking forward to another successful year as we continue our partnership with you. Please continue to support this important work. Have a great day, and we will be in touch soon. Thank you.